Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ariel's Dubai Spiritual Entrepreneur CEO Diary. I am just very excited to jump on it to share some of the behind the scene about life as a spiritual CEO, like running a multidimensional spiritual business on earth. It's very funny. Like I actually have been a CEO before. I was a CEO. Like out of the many lifetimes that I have lived in this just one lifetime, I had been a CEO for my family business back in the days. Yeah, so that was a chapter in my life. However, but then afterwards, after that stunt in the business F&B, we were in F&B. I learned a lot, like massive like long what's that massive steep learning curve. Okay, yeah, I've been we have been our family business have been through so much in that 2 years, 2.5, yeah. And then I slowly transitioned to yoga, teaching yoga full time. I was running my own yoga studio, co-founded with another person. Then I left, okay. And then I focused on a lot of other things. Okay, so that was a past life that I have done. And through the last few years, mostly my focus is on my own ascension journey because I was I was on an accelerated ascension journey the last few years. It was I There was certain things happening in my life, and then I was remembered. I was remembering what I came here on earth to do. Okay, and then of course the beings that I connected with, I call this the galactic vision, galactic activation when I was in Bali during COVID time, and my soul family from Sirius, they came through a channel and then remind me of what I was doing in Sirius, why I come to Earth, and blah 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 blah. So they left me some breadcrumbs. So and then of course, it's like always at a certain time in our life, there are something at a very specific timing because your soul have already planned all these in your life. But of course, things happen, but we can also respond in different ways. I chose to follow my curiosity and guidance to just keep following the breadcrumbs. And long story short, a few years later, that was like the last few years of all is about my own cosmic remembrance, my ascension journey. Not that it's about going faster, going somewhere. The ascension journey, accelerated ascension journey, is simply that you are actually willing to expose to a lot more intensity or having a lot of things happen so that you can sort of learn the things faster and yeah, faster. So instead of learning all these things in multiple lifetimes, my soul chose to learn everything, all those pieces, heal whatever that needs to be healed, recall whatever needs to be recalled in, like, say, 3 years intensive time. So it was more like the accelerated path is an intensive journey. Doesn't mean that like we're going somewhere faster, because evolution doesn't really ends, right? As long as there's creation, there's evolution. Yeah, so that was the last few years of my journey. And then I was guided. One of the big piece that 2 years ago I was chatting with I was chatting with Ninth Dimension Council of Life from Sirius, or Sirius, yeah, Sirius family, Syrian family. So about like how do I set up my business, how do I build my grid again, because I knew that I was unplugging. I have already unplugged myself from the Hong Kong grid that I was born into. That my soul chose to born into the Hong Kong grid, but I left Hong Kong before COVID, so it's a few years ago. And then and I haven't been really like connected with the Hong Kong grid ever since. Yes, of course I have family and friends there, but why I'm sharing all this to you is because it is very relevant. Our connection with the higher realm, high council, they are literally my board of directors. So I am sharing all this because it's relevant about how we actually live our life in a more fulfilling way and remember more of who we are, who we truly are, our true self, and embody that, and so we can live from that space. So it's a very different space, different freedom. It's a very liberating experience when you have embodied that level of your own self, own true self. So that was my journey about like all this like galactic spiritual thing the last few years. But yes, I asked them about like I still have a I choose to be human. I choose to remain as human. I don't have to, but I chose to remain as human, to continue on this journey to be the bridge for our coming golden age. And so I request support, like give me some guidance. I want to unplug from Hong Kong grid, which I pretty much have done that by then already. And but where do I set up my base? And then throughout the session, they were giving me like a sort of like analyzing, dissecting a different terrain, the energetic um, framework, the quantum framework about what will happen if you go to Dubai, what will happen if you go to Hawaii. That was another suggestion that they gave me, because these two energetic grids are in alignment with what I'm here to do on Earth, is to anchor future timelines for humanity. So Hawaii are also in particular a particular island, and or Dubai. So basically, they analyze, how might look like, the energetic, quantum energetic, but of course not the details. Like they give you enough breadcrumbs, so you have to like go and follow it and then uncover it yourself. So they guide me to, okay, which do you think you are more excited about? Follow your joy. Like the Council of Light, the high dimensional beings, they always give you, yeah, they give you the advice, they give you the suggestion, but they always ask you to connect with your heart, connect with your soul calling, because you are the sovereign soul. And that's what I channel when people come to me. That's the messages that I channel, right? The Council of Light that I work with, the beings, the celestial beings, cosmic beings that I work with, they are from high dimension. They are here to support us, to guide us, so that Earth ascension is very important for the ascension for the whole cosmos, our universe. And yeah, so they're very, very happy and supportive. So that's what people will, when they come to work with me, I will facilitate this kind of channeling for deep transformation, so they can enjoy their life and live their purpose. Anyhow, so when they gave me this inspiration, okay, Dubai or Hawaii, which one do you choose? Which are you more excited about? And then I like, okay, yeah, I like Dubai. I had back then I had never been to Dubai. I didn't know anyone that lived in Dubai or worked in Dubai. My family, like my family, like we travel all around the world, but never have we been to Dubai. So Dubai was not in my like conscious human consciousness. So, but I was excited. So follow excitement, like higher dimensional beings, our soul family, our ascension support team. They always ask us to like follow your excitement. And then I was excited about, so I very quickly like find a way to set up my company. That was 2 years ago. Set up my company, all that, because I thought it would be easy. I thought it would be easy. Okay, set up my company, get my visa, and then voila, I'll be there. Yay, doing my thing in Dubai. Then is 2 years of huge, deep, intense initiation. Now, this is also another code to share, because I got asked this a lot when people ask me about my journey, because a lot of time people think that like, oh, you have spiritual guardians, you're guided to be in Dubai, so of course you got everything sorted out. Like, no. They are there to help us to become the master that we are. And if the part of the journey of becoming our own master is to follow our guidance, you might not have every single piece laid out, but you trust your intuition, you trust yourself, you trust the divine, that everything is always taken care of, if that is your true desire. If that is your true desire, your true excitement, then everything is always sorted out. But probably, very likely, it's not in our ego, how our ego wanted. So that's one thing. So for me, navigating both the world of like business, because I do want to run a business, I do have a business to run, because being here on earth, very practically, we need structure. And as a spiritual, anyone that doing spiritual work or energetic work, we are so tapped in the unseen realm, the other realm, the undefinable realm, like the woo woo. Okay, so woo woo. Sometimes it's very hard, like especially when I'm in that zone, when I'm just meditating, doing my quantum work, communicating with high dimensional beings. They have so much love, like that frequency is like, wow, you just, because that is home. They are mimicking us, they're reflecting back to us, they're showing us how it feels to be truly in our own soul. How do I say it? How to be in really our soul essence. That is like what homes feel like. So, when I'm, doing my daily communication work with them, a lot of times I just don't want to deal with the human stuff. I don't even, sometimes I have to say, I don't really want to deal with humans, interact with humans. I actually can find an algorithm that like I need to spend only minimum time outside in the 3D world and just in my own tower and temple of light. But I was told again and again and again and again that I need to go out. I need to communicate with human, because I chose to be human. I chose to incarnate in this particular dimensional field. Otherwise, like, I would just stay in the non-physical realm and be the guardian angels of someone, or be the spiritual guide, or be the master, or be like even a rock or crystal, right? So I was always being reminded that like, you have to, Ariel, you have to connect with humanity more. And I think a lot of you, if you, especially if you have been following my channel for a long time, you are starseed, right? So some of the new people that follow me, you are awakening starseed. Just FYI. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't follow my channel, because ultimately we will all remember our true cosmic nature. So that's that. So for starseed that already resonate with the word starseed, that you remember that you are coming from the star, because that's our cosmic origin. And also you remember that you are from a future timeline. That's why sometimes it is so hard for us to live in this physical reality. I totally hear you, I got it. And because the remembrance is within our DNA. A lot of you, or a lot of us already, like, we're starting to remember more and more of our memories from other dimensions, such as from Atlantis, from ancient civilization, Atlantis, Egypt. That's why like so many people excited about going to Egypt, or curious about Egypt, ancient civilization, others such as Lemuria, Avalon, Shambhala, Maya, Inca, Mesopotamia, which is right now in Dubai. I'm technically in the Mesopotamian Sumerian grid, and that was part of my soul here to guide, to grant specific codes to help anchoring the golden future timelines for humanity. So it's, yeah, but how do you explain all these things that you do to a normal human being? So that's why I can understand a lot of us, especially starseeds. We came from the future, ancient future, because like future is also our past. The ancient civilization that we remember is also our future, because past, present, future are all happening simultaneously. So, and yeah, but I know that I have to like, start to like, especially in Dubai. Dubai is where my soul is called to be here, to step into next level of leadership. And that level of leadership is bridging the spiritual with business. I'm not a spiritual business coach. They are, but I'm not. Like, but for me, it's more about like running a business as a chief executive oracle, CEO. But but the business itself, like what I'm offering, is multidimensional conscious awareness, activating our cosmic awareness and remembrance, or all that. It is. I actually, it's a, such a it's a challenge. I have to say, I have to admit, like that's why I have to go for 2 years of intense initiation to land in Dubai right now. At first, I thought, okay, I'll just like set up a company, all that, like, which is what I have done in Hong Kong, set up a company and then start running the business. Oh, like, because the version of myself to really ground and lead in Dubai is a different octave of Ariel from 2 years ago. So that's why I had to go through so many initiation and upgrades so that I am able to, well, right after 2 years right now, the initiation that I went through, which if you're curious, I might do another transmission, but I'm not going to dive into it. And I actually share in other like more in-depth transmission that I do monthly. So let me know if you're interested in that. And so for me to ground here, like right now, this is, I don't know, this is a fifth time. This is the fifth time that I land in Dubai. Out of 2 years, so the first time I come here and set up Dubai, set up my business and all that, then I left again, and then like throughout the 2 years I've been in and out. This is the fifth time that I'm here, and only this time that I felt, yep, I'm ready. I am ready. I am truly planting my trident here, and I have no idea how it looks like because it is not easy. And when I know that on a soul level, I know where we are heading. I know that this is the place that I will build my beautiful community. This is where I will be serving from, not just serving here, but also serving from this golden grid to the world. But how does it look like? I don't get particular guidance about it, and a lot of times, like like my high council, they actually will step back, which pretty much these days they're stepping back. There are times that they are like very very like in my face, giving me uh more direct guidance, and there are times they step back, and you might feel that as well because this is intentional. Keep asking for guidance and support from your higher self, from your ascension team. But don't give up hope when you feel they're not there, because this is actually a recent conversation that I have with another beautiful soul that I've just met. Um, she she had been, so what I tuned into her is that like she had been relying on someone, a specific like spiritual guide that she rely on to get guidance and support, which is actually that is the task I do as well. I give people guidance and support, but like a spiritual guy will sometimes step back because for you to really unlock your own codes and understanding, sometimes it's like for us to really hands off, like, and you have to be on your own. And that's same for what my high council sometimes are doing to me as well. Like they are like, Ariel, like, why are you asking us this? You go figure it out yourself. You have all the tools and all the resources, and you have to figure it out and interact with people. A lot of the issues that you have can be easily sorted in the physical realm. So why are you asking us? Because sometimes I got also too excited about just like everything go to them, everything go to them, and it's like, yeah, no, you have a life to live. You are the master. You're the CEO of your life. So do that. Yeah. So this is one things I want to share. Especially, I think a lot of people, especially if you're awakening, if you're awakening, you probably have been through this like stages that, whoa, when you started, you got all the support, all the help, coming left, right, and center. And then there are times that I feel like, oh my God, I'm a bit alone now. Like I'm lost again. But that's normal. That is part of the ascension journey. It's not rainbow and unicorn every single day. It's definitely not. A lot of times we actually have to go through a lot to unlock what is within us. And it's actually a conversation that I have today at an event. When I talk about like why manifestation sometimes doesn't work, because a lot of time manifestation, a lot of the template that we work with within the humanity dimensional field right now, the template are third, fourth dimension. So that is not exactly aligned with our soul blueprint. So mostly the template are based on our ego. Yes, we understand how the quantum work. The quantum is multidimensional, is what all the infinite timelines and reality are there. But like the intention that we bring in is also important, right? When we say that we want to be, we want to manifest certain things, but where is that true desire coming from? Is it from the soul or is it from the ego? And a lot of times, like your manifestation doesn't work because it's actually as a protection mechanism. Your highest timeline may not be the one that you actually your ego wants. Your highest timeline might be actually now is to go through certain disease. Your highest timeline might be actually is to lose all your money right now because you trust the wrong person, or because you didn't set boundaries. Or your highest timeline right now might be is to lose someone very dear into your life, so that you can feel, because on a soul level, maybe that was a soul contract that you actually want to feel what it feels like to experience that kind of sadness and loss. Yeah, funny, right? Yes. Welcome to my world. When you connect with your soul level, when you connect with your soul level awareness, you start to see things very differently. And not that you will become more like, oh, then I will not be able to relate to others. That's not true. There is stages, I'm not gonna lie, there are stages that like we have to go through and to integrate that and to embody that. um, but it's actually allowing you to hold more in your life and see things from a higher perspective, instead of like being sort of at the mercy of life. Like I'm having tears already because I'm just like transmitting a lot of ooh, yeah, emotions, because our emotion bodies needs to be taken care of. And it is wonderful to feel emotions. So on a soul level, because when you're in a soul realm, before you incarnate, you, without a physical incarnation, without a physical body, you don't really feel things. It's different. It's different. Like a lot of the spectrum of emotions can only be experienced in the physical realm. And that's why your soul is like, yeah, I'm curious to feel, how betrayal looks like, how grief feels like. Yeah. So your soul is very curious and uh not so black and white, good or bad, because your soul just want to experience. And then, yeah, of course, you incarnate and then you forgot everything, because that's a part of the mechanism. Not many people are remembering. Not many people remember their soul contract and blueprint. But things are changing. Things are changing. We are remembering more, and also the new generations of beings that is being birthed, because we're stepping into a golden age, which is a different dimension. Great. They will be yeah, they will have more memories of what they're here to do, of other lifetimes. But this is the configuration of how our current ascension journey were planned, and we agree upon playing this game, playing this kind of dynamic, following this kind of template. That was, yeah, that's part of the divine design that before we came here we agree upon. So I hope that by remembering all this, give you some inspiration and encouragement. And remembering, this is already activation transmission, even though I'm not using any light language, but the codes I'm channeling what is needed from the field. Technically, not really relevant to the topic, the title that I might have eventually decide, because I just channel whatever that I need to say. And as far as like my spiritual CEO journey here is, it was difficult in a sense that how I can translate that and ground that into this particular grid to serve. A place that like I came here, I didn't know anyone, I didn't have a job, like so I really don't know anyone when I came here. It was purely just bravery and courage, faith and trust come here. So after 2 years, all this initiation, and now I feel like okay, I am ready, and it's also my decoration. So because I feel ready, so it's like yeah, I'm planting my trident. I'm here to serve, and requesting all the support, all the guidance, connection, resources, um, and also my own inner alchemy to be simply, excuse me, stepping into exactly what I'm here to do, because there is but I do have to in a way okay find out how do I be that bridge, how, because it's a different market in a very business sense. What we have to talk about is like it's a different market, so they are not the type of people that I am like used to serve, because previously I'm used to like working with people that are already quite awakened, very awakened. Most of the clients that I work with, they are already very awakened, and it's just about, it's almost like we're exchanging codes when we are working together. It's about refinement and step and get precision and refinement, which is that is my superpower, precision and refinement. But right now it's like okay, they people are opening up fast, and but there isn't anything that is developed to a sense, to a level that I feel I could just directly plug in. So for me, it's like it's sort of having, I felt in a way that I have to build everything from the ground up. But I know that I will receive all the support and guidance and the right people, the right connection, and all that. Okay, so I hope this transmission work. I thank you so much for receiving. And let me see if there's anything last thing I really tune in. Ooh, all right. So I will close with light language transmission to help us to anchor deeper into our mission and our calling, especially for people that are feeling having doubt in in the path, that would like to receive more support. Okay. Q. Arayusutaya kaishuranayo tutumaya. Siemurarak shuktu unakiu saratainu sumaratai shiratu unakrainu umaya. Demborakaya surok shaa yektiru tumaya iratutu. Iya sunusu unaya tie. Tiaruk tunaya kiaru umushtaya. Surati kiara hanu usu unai shimara. Iro tutunekia hayu usu sharati yamaya. Kiara tutunaya saya. Thank you. All right. And by the way, I always forget to promote myself. All right. So coming up, we have some huge planetary transit happening. Uranus is entering this weekend, Dubai time, this weekend, entering into Gemini. So it's a whole new era. It's a whole new 7-year cycle, but it will be stepping in a play in an era that even time do not relate in the same way linearly as well, because there will be super advanced and quick lightning, quick awakening happening. Yeah, because that's Uranus is the awakening, and in Gemini is like amplify all that. So and because of that is this opening of a new portal. I am facilitating a group trance channel on 27 Monday. It will be recorded, so if you cannot join live, you can you can join the recording. But if you want to, there will be also a live Q&A session with the 12 dimension Gold Lyrans, my soul family, that I'll be trance channeling, and with the Angelic Realm and with Council of Light. So if you want to receive precise support, guidance, or connection, just connecting with the direct frequency, yeah, join us live. But if you cannot, but the frequency is wrapped into the transmission anyway, so don't worry. But if you want your questions answered, if after you have signed up, send me a message about your questions, so I will have it answered. All right, we'll have someone to ask that questions while I'm doing the trance channeling, so that you can still receive the answer to your particular questions when you receive the recording. Okay, I send you a lot of love. Okay. Thank you. See you next time.